Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to a YouTube class. So we are dealing with the chapter 12, that is data file handling. We had covered many points on this chapter, that is F-stream class. What do you mean by stream? The stream hierarchy, then the classes for which we want to perform some stream operations on your file data. After that, we had studied about the types of data files, that is the meaning of your text file and the binary file. I told you the marks distribution for these all the points. So in the previous sessions, we started to know about your opening and closing files. How to open your file and how to close your file. That is opening and closing the files. So when all you want to perform any operations on your file data, then we have to open that file data. We have to open that file. After completion of the operations performed on your files, then we have to close that file. So how to open your file, how to close your files, that all things we started to know. So as I told you that when all you want to open your file for the input mode or in your input stream, then compulsorily it should be the part of your if stream. It should be the part of your if stream. And when all you are creating your stream or you're opening a file for your output operations, then your class should be a part of your off stream. And when you want to perform both input and output operations, then it must and should be declared of your class F stream. So as I told you, when you want to perform the input operations, it should be the part of your if stream class. It should be the part of your if stream class. And when you want to perform the operations, that is your output operations, it should be the part of your off stream class. It should be the part of your off stream class. And when you want to perform both input and output operation, then it should be the part of your F stream class. So totally we'll be having 3 stream classes, that is if stream, off stream and your F stream. So if stream means input operations, off stream is output operation, and F stream is your both input and output operations. Then so we started to know how we can open your file. So we had studied that we can open a file in 2 modes, that is first one is you're opening a file using constructor, opening the file or the files using constructors, and the second case is opening file using open member function. So when all you want to open a particular file, then we have 2 cases or the 2 options. One, we can open the first one, we can open that file using the constructor method, or else we can open that file using your open member function. There is a member function called as open. That member function we can use, and through that we can open our file. Then now the first method, that is opening the file using your constructor, is used when you are working with the single file. When you are working with a single file, that time we use this first method. The second method, that is opening the file using your open member function, is used when all we are performing or when all we are dealing with the multiple files. When all we are dealing with the multiple files, that time we have to use this opening the file using your open member functions. So in the previous class, we had also seen how we can open a file using constructors. We had seen how we can open a file using constructors. So we had seen that we can open a file for 2 purposes. One is for input purpose and another one is for your output purpose. Means we can open a file only for input and only for output. Fine. So we had seen the examples and the syntax both. Let me give you the revision on that syntax and example, and then we'll see how we can open a file using your open member function. So just I'll give you the 1-line syntax because we had seen everything in detail in the previous class only. So for just as a reminder or as a revision before moving to the next point, I'll give you the syntax. Then, so the first case, opening a file, opening the file using constructors. So we can open a file using constructor in two ways. One is only for output purpose and only for your input purpose. So the syntax, when all you want to open a file for output purpose, then we know that we have to compulsorily create the object of your offstream class. What we have to do is, when all we are opening a file for output purpose, then what we have to do is, we have to create the object of which class? We have to create the object of offstream class. Fine. So we'll see the example syntax. So what was the syntax? The syntax was offstream class object, and then the file name, and then the file name you have to write. So this is the syntax which you have to follow when you are opening a file using constructor for output purpose. This will allow you to use for only output purpose. Done? So let me give you an example. The same examples we'll see. Offstream, the object is fout, the file name is student.dat, D-A-T, and it with semicolon. So this file, student.dat file, is opened using offstream class. The object fout is for only output purpose. Output only is open for only output purpose. Fine. So what you have to concentrate, the class we are using is offstream, the object we are using is offstream class object, and the file name which you want to open for only output purpose. Done? Now how we can open a file only for input purpose? How we can open a file only for input purpose? So when all you want to open a file for input purpose means you have to use a class. Which class? Is your ifstream class. We have to use ifstream class, and we have to create the object. We have to create the object of ifstream class. For what purpose? When you want to open your file for only input. For only input. That time we have to use a class is ifstream class, and we have to create object of your ifstream class. So we'll see the syntax. So what is the syntax we have to follow? First we have to use a class name, that is ifstream, and then we have to create the object of ifstream, and then file name, the file which we want to use or open for input purpose. So this is the syntax which we have to follow when we are opening a file for input purpose. So the examples we'll see. The examples are ifstream class name, the object fin, and the file name I'll take the same, student.dat, D-A-T. So this here, this is an example. Here ifstream is a class name, fin is an object, but object of what? Ifstream class. And here this is a file name which we are opening only for what? Only for input. Only for input purpose we are opening. Fine. So this is the syntax which we have to follow when you are opening a file for input purpose. This is the syntax which we have to follow when we are opening a file for only output purpose. Just remember, output purpose means offstream class and its object we have to create, and input purpose means ifstream class we have to use and we have to create object of that ifstream class. Fine. Now we'll see the second method which we had in your syllabus, that is opening a file using open function. The second one, that is opening file using open function. Opening a file using your open function. Fine. So here the syntax which we can follow for opening a file for output purpose. Here also we'll get the two cases. One is we can open a file for input purpose. The another one is we can open a file for output purpose. Fine. So we'll say the syntax for opening a file for your output purpose only. Here we have to again create the object of your offstream class, but we are using open member function. What we are doing, we are creating the object of offstream class, but we are using the open member function. In your first case, that is using your constructor, we were creating the object of your offstream class, but we were not using the other any member functions. But here we are using the member function, which is that the open. Fine. Let me give you the syntax first. So the syntax is offstream class object you have to create, then dot open, and file name you have to enter as an argument, end it with a semicolon. So this is the syntax we have to follow when you are opening a file. For what purpose we are opening? Output purpose, using your open member function. So here open member function we are using, and the argument we are passing is your file name. The argument what we are passing is your file name. Done. So here this offstream object is an object of offstream class. Object of offstream class. This is the object of your offstream class. The file name is a name, any valid name which we had given to your file to open your output purpose, to open only for your output purpose. And this open is a member function. This open is a member function. Fine, clear? Object, offstream object is an object name of your offstream class. Open is a member function. File name is any valid identifier name given to your file which we are opening for only output purpose. Done. So we'll see the examples now. We'll see few examples. So the first example, offstream O file. Offstream O file. So what I am doing here, I am creating the object of class offstream. This O file is an object. This O file is an object of class offstream. Offstream is a class. O file is an object of this class. When you want to use the object of offstream class, first you have to create that object. Fine. First what you have to do is, first you have to create the object. So first line we had written is, we are creating the object of offstream. Now we'll use that O file object in the syntax. Fine. So I'll write this statement once again. Offstream O file semicolon. Now O file dot open student dot dat. So two lines are needed to be used. In the first line what we did, we had created the object of this offstream class. The object name is O file. Now we had used that O file object here. We had used this O file object here, and we had used the open function, member function, and in that we had passed the file name, that is student.dat. A file name is student.dat. Fine. So this is the example to open your file only for output purpose. Only for output purpose. So when all, just remember, it may be the case 1 using your constructor, or it may be the case 2 using your open member function. When all you are opening a file for only output purpose, then compulsorily you have to use offstream class and its object. Then now we'll see how we can open a file using open member function for input purpose. This is how we can open for output purpose. This is the syntax, this is the example. Now we'll see how we can open a file for input purpose. Then as you have created the object of your offstream class when you are opening a file for output purpose, similarly here when you are opening a file for input purpose, you have to create the object of ifstream class. You have to create the object of ifstream class. So let me give you the syntax first. Now what we are doing, we are opening a file for input purpose. Fine. So first we'll see the syntax. So syntax comes ifstream object dot open, O is a lowercase, file name ended with semicolon. Clear how you are opening a file for input purpose? You are using the object of ifstream. Don't give any space between if and stream. Okay, ifstream object, create object of ifstream class, dot operator, function name is open member function we are using, O is a lowercase, and as an argument we have to pass a file name. So ifstream object is an object of your class ifstream, open is a member function name, file name is any valid identifier name given to your file which we are opening for only input purpose. Fine. Now we'll see the example. For opening a file only for input purpose. Ifstream I file. So this I file is an object, ifstream is a class. I file is an object, ifstream is a class. I file is an object of class ifstream. So this I file object is used to open your file for input purpose. So for that reason, first we have to create the object of that particular class, then you have to use that object in your function. Fine. So let me write this line one more time. Ifstream I file dot open student dot dat. So this is your example which will tell you how we can open a class only for input purpose. So just see here, we have to use the object of your ifstream class. So we had created I file. So I file dot open is your member function which is used to open your file, student dot dat. So here this I file is an object of your ifstream which will tell that the student dot dat file is opened only for input purpose, So just understand, it may be your opening file using your open function or using your constructor. When all you are opening your file for input purpose means you have to use your ifstream class object, and when all you are opening your file for only open purpose, then you have to use the object of your offstream class. And that thing you have to fix in your mind. Input purpose means ifstream object and output purpose means offstream class object. Fine. So this is what the example and the syntax we have to remember when you are opening a file for using open member function, and it has been differentiated. You are opening a file for only output purpose and you are opening a file for only input purpose. So when you are opening a file for only output purpose means you have to create an object of your offstream, and when you are only opening a file for your input purpose means you have to use a object of your ifstream class. Fine. So the syntax: offstream object dot open member function, argument should be your file name. Here ifstream object dot open member function and the argument should be the file name. Fine. So this is how we can open. This is how we can open a file using your open member function, and the syntaxes are two. One is for opening your file for only input purpose and another one is for opening your file only for output purpose. Now the question comes is, if you want to open your file for both input purpose and output purpose, that is, if you want to open your file for both input and output operations, we know that when you want to perform any input operations means we have to create the object of your ifstream class. When you want to perform any output operations means you have to use your offstream class object. Now the question comes is, when you want to perform both input and output operations, then what we can do? So here when you want to open a file for both input and output operations, then what we can do is we can create the object of ifstream class. We can create the object of your ifstream class. Then because we know that the ifstream class, the class ifstream, has been derived from both ifstream and offstream class. Both ifstream and your offstream class. So using these two classes, this ifstream class has been derived. The ifstream class has been derived from using the class, base class ifstream and the base class offstream. So as a result, the object of this ifstream class can invoke all the members of its base class. That means the members or the objects of your base class ifstream and the members of your offstream class all will be there in your ifstream. So you can use ifstream directly. Only if you are opening a file for input purpose to perform any input operations means directly we can go for ifstream class. And if you know that exactly we are opening a file for only output purpose to perform your output operations, then we can go for offstream class. Now there are mixed. We want to perform some operations of input also, some operations of your output also. Means we want to open a file for input purpose also and for output purpose also. So rather than using these two and getting confused when to close, when to open, when to use if class, when to use off class, better what we can do is we can directly go for ifstream. We can directly go for ifstream and we can create the object of your ifstream class. Fine. So we'll see the syntax and example, that is opening a file using your ifstream class object. Fine. So the syntax comes, what you have to do is you have to first write down your class name, ifstream, then ifstream object, ifstream object, file name, comma, you have to tell mode, in which mode you want to open your file. You have to tell the mode, in which mode you want to open your file. So ifstream, class name, object of that ifstream class, in your parenthesis, double indented comma, first you have to give the file name and then the mode of the file. The mode of the file, in which mode you want to open your file. So this is how we can open a file using your fstream class using constructors. Using constructors. Now I'll give you the syntax. Which will tell you how we can open a file using your open member function. So that syntax, this is the first syntax using your constructor. Now using open file, using open member function. So what you have to do is fstream object dot open, and then the file name and in which mode you want to open, that you have to give it. This is the second syntax. Then, so as we have two syntaxes, that is two modes of opening a file, which purpose we are using, input purpose or output purpose. For both, again we have two examples. Similarly, when you are using fstream, it can be used for both. One is for your constructors also, and another one is using your open file. For both you can use it. So using your constructor, the syntax goes, first you have to write the class name, that is fstream. Then you have to write the fstream class object, and then in parenthesis two things will come. The first one comes is your file name, which file you want to open, and the second one comes is your mode, in which mode you want to open your file. And next, the second case, using your open file, that is fstream object, you have to write first, and then the dot open function. Again here also two arguments will come. One is your file name, and the another one is the mode in which you want to open your file. Done. So this is what we use. This is how we open a file for input purpose, for output purpose, and for both input and output purpose. And in two cases, using constructor and using your open member functions. So I had given you the syntaxes. So totally 6 syntax will come. 3 syntaxes for your constructors, 3 syntaxes for your using your open member functions, 2 to each, 2 for offstream class, 2 for ifstream class, and 2 for your fstream class. Fine. So what I will do is I'll prepare one table. In that you can just see everything in one table. That is for what purpose we are opening a file, using constructor, what is the syntax, and using your open member function, what is the syntax. So let me put everything in one table. So I'll give you here title as purpose, for what purpose you are opening. Next, using constructor, and the next one comes is using open member function. Fine. These are the 3 titles. For what purpose you are opening? Input purpose, output purpose, or both, that is the fstream class. Syntax and example using your constructor, syntax and example using your open member function. Fine. So the first one will see output purpose only. Output purpose only. So the output purpose only means we are writing the data to your file. Writing to the file. Fine. So this means that what we have to use? We have to use offstream class. So using constructor, first we'll see the syntax. So the syntax goes offstream object and file name. Fine. What you have to do is you have to use the offstream class, the object of your offstream, and the file name. Example I'll give you here only. Offstream f in, sorry, f out student dot dat. This is using your constructor. Now we'll see using open member function. Syntax: offstream object dot open and then the file name and then the file name. Example we'll see. First you have to create the object of your offstream. So offstream, I'll write a shortcut fp dot open. It is not necessary that we have to use the same object. The object name is user defined name, anything you can give it. Student dot dat. So this is the syntax. When you are opening a file for only output purpose, that means writing to your file. Using constructor, offstream class name you have to use, then you have to create the offstream object, file name. Here offstream object name dot open compulsory you have to use because we are using open member function to your open a file. So this is when you are opening a file only for output purpose. Now we'll see when you are opening a file for only input purpose. This means reading the data from a file. Reading to the file. So we'll see the syntax. What is the syntax? Syntax, you have to use the class ifstream. Then you have to use constructors we are seeing. So you have to create the object, ifstream object, and then file name. Fine. We'll see the example. Ifstream fin, I'll take same file, student.dat. Now we'll see what is the syntax and example of your ifstream class for opening a function using your open member function when you are opening it for only input purpose. So what you have to do is ifstream object you have to use, then open member function and then the file name. Example, ifstream fp, object name is not compulsory, you can use it of your choice, fp dot open student dot dat. So these are the syntaxes when you are opening a file for only input purpose. One is using constructor, another one is using your open member function. Now lastly we'll see using your fstream class. Using fstream class. Fine. So for constructors we'll see the example. Fstream class name, fstream object name, and then the file name, comma, mode, in which mode we want to open a file. In which mode we want to open a file. Fine. So the examples we'll see. Fstream, fout, file name is student.dat, and for what purpose I am opening? If you are opening for output iOS scope resolution out, you have to write it, and if you are opening for input you have to write iOS scope resolution in. So the mode of the files opening I'll take in the next class. Okay, there are different modes we can open a file for. For input purpose, if you are opening iOS scope resolution symbol out, you have to write it, and for output purpose, if you are opening a file, input purpose you are opening a file means iOS scope resolution and in you have to write it. Fine. So these mode of the files we'll see in the next class. For timing, you just remember, for input purpose means iOS scope resolution output purpose, and for input purpose means iOS scope resolution in. Fine. Now we'll see same here using your member function. Syntax comes fstream object open file name comma mode, file name comma mode. Fine. So the examples is, you can open a file, first create object fstream f dot open file name student dot dat comma iOS, in which mode you want to open, that you can give it. Fine. So this is how we can open a file. We can open a file mainly for three purpose: only output, only input, both input and output. There are two methods of opening your file: using constructor, using your open member function. So using constructor for output purpose offstream class object, for input purpose ifstream class object, and for both fstream class. Here you have to use open member function for each. So I had given you the syntax and example. In one table we can fit all the three purposes, two methods with the syntax and its example. Fine. So for your study purpose you can refer this table, prepare this table for your study purpose. So in one diagram you will get it. So remember the class which we are using, which object we are creating, and the syntax and the example. This is more than enough. Fine. So other points we'll see in the next class. So if you have any doubts regarding today's class, ask me, I'll clarify your doubts. Thank you.